Hey YouTube, I am back with another video, and I'm going to be talking about my views on Christianity because I feel like I have some pretty good arguments, whatever, or some philosophical points that I'd like to sort of share and see what people say about it in the comments or something like that, because I will be replying. Now, I am most certainly not a Christian. I grew up in a Christian household, and my father focused on more of the commandments, on the Ten Commandments, rather than faith. By faith you're saved. That one. So rather than by faith you're saved, by it was more by obedience than faith. So sort of phrase on that. Didn't really accept it for my own. I was like, that's a pretty cool belief. Basically, my whole childhood, operating under the parents' umbrella, and when I started getting older, I started questioning. I was like, it was like that. It didn't. To be honest, I felt trapped in time, literally. I mean, it's kind of a weird feeling for like a kid to be feeling. That's kind of deep for like a 13-year-old. But I really was feeling trapped in time. It was like the beginning, and then the end, and then the end. You was gonna be judged by this powerful guy who's gonna send you to suffer for all eternity. If you were the bad guy, and if he was a good guy, he's gonna be, in heaven with all the good guys. So I felt trapped because I didn't like the idea of being judged at the end of time. That was I really, really didn't like that. I was literally feeling trapped by time, trapped by death and all that. So I started exploring other belief systems, kind of just educate myself on the different belief systems out there, and I didn't really subscribe to anyone. I kind of just took pieces here and there from pretty much from a lot of them. Studied the Wiccans, what they believe in their goddess, and that was a pretty sweet one. Studied the light bringers, I think, or something like that. Where they believe that we come from the family of light, and then there's the creator gods, and then there's basically all their descendants, and sort of like the ladder of ascension kind of thing. And then there's spirituality, and then there's the astral projectors, and their beliefs on what life is. And what I like about the astral projectors, is that they sort of in spirit go to another world where they grow as a person and learn things. That they gain powers and all this stuff. And what I like about that their belief system is that it's all based on experience. So if you think about it, the one thing that we trust more than anything else is our experiences. What we experience, if we're walking down the street and it's a nice day, we're smelling the breeze, feeling the wind and all that. We're like, yeah, it's a nice day. This is a reality, and it's a nice day. It's not like we live in a simulation, or do we? Regardless, we trust our experiences more than anything else in the world. So imagine if you were teleported, just right into another reality, where basically in a world of gods and monsters and magic powers and all kinds of stuff, and then you stayed there for like a day or whatever, and then you zapped back to the Earth plane, and you would be all confused, like, what did you just experience? I was just literally in another world or an alternate reality. But you would trust your experience, and because if it felt just like the physical world, then you would naturally come to believe that it was a real experience. That's sort of what astral projectors do. They go to higher planes, higher spiritual planes, and I've heard it feels a lot like the physical world. So it's basically just like walking around here, you walking around there, you can fly, you can do more stuff, but it feels real. So it really is another world. And their belief system is based off their experiences. So because when you go to the spiritual plane, you get all this information downloaded to your brain about basically who you are as a spiritual being and what you're doing on earth most of the time. You know, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. You know, you're here to basically evolve, and you will eventually not need a physical body anymore, that you can just naturally stay in the astral realm, and that will be, and then you can go into the next stage of evolution. Well, I don't subscribe to any particular belief system, really. That's sort of what I believe. I believe that that we do have the power to create our own realities. We do have the power to, warp reality as we see fit. Of course, we need training, but honestly, if someone was like brought up in that belief, like if you imagine a kid, with the knowledge that they can warp reality as they see fit, number one, that's a pretty dangerous kid, because the kid will never learn that life isn't about what you want. So it's kind of I have some doubts about teaching kids that, but they should at least know how to astral project, or have some small level of telekinesis, just so they know that this world is not just the physical realm, because that's a depressing belief, just to think that you only have one life, and then you die, and then that's just the end. No, it's not the end. Not according to people whose experiences have told them otherwise. And it's not just random people. There's people who've been doing it for 50 years who have gigantic institutes. There's people who've written books about it. So, you can't just disprove it. You can't just say, oh, it's a figment of your imagination. No, number one, you haven't experienced it, so how can you say that? It's like saying your every waking moment is some kind of dream, some weird crap that isn't even real. That's what it's like to me. So, and then Christianity bases its beliefs off of the things we can't see. Christianity totally loses out to something like that, to a belief system that structures its beliefs off of the experiences we have, rather than trusting in something that's a mystery to us, rather than trusting something that's a mystery to us. We can't really see, hear, feel, taste, whatever, can't really experience it. Why would we really go after it, honestly? While the Bible does have some pretty powerful truths about the nature of love and this and the other, there are things you can learn from the Bible, but such as your moral code, but it's just not the greatest belief system. I think. And also, for Christians that are watching this video, think about this: when God made man, God breathed the spirit of life, he basically breathed the spirit into the man. So basically, man was a spirit before the body, which is what astral projectors believe. They just project their spirit out of their body and become who they were originally, basically, before they had a body. So basically, they become. We are small creator gods. Just not like a creator. But the point is, we were spirit first. We were spirit or soul, whichever way you call it. We were spirit first, and then God put spirit into a physical body. So I don't know the specifics of what happened, but there was some kind of fall. I think honestly it was just a shift in dimensions. Like somehow spiritual beings were brought down to the physical realm, so they had to work their way back up to the spiritual realm or something like that. Like I think something along those lines happened, but man was spirit first before the physical body. So that supports the views of astral projection, the astral projectors. And again, for those people who believe that putting your spirit out of your body is opening yourself up to beings and stuff, well, a guy did it for 50 years, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't. He didn't really talk about any possessions happening. Honestly, there's no. I don't think there's a God or devil, but there is positivity and negativity. It's all energy, If you're trained in that sort of thing, then you understand how things work. But if you're just a Christian, just saying, "Oh, life," I mean, "Oh, the invisible world is a mystery," you know, I'm never gonna see it. Then it's like, what do you know? Literally, you know, you haven't seen anything not of the physical world. How would you know? How would you claim to know anything about the spiritual world except from a maybe 2,000-year-old book or something like that? So this is a pretty long video for me, longest video I've made. I mean, I'm a new YouTuber, so this is basically just my view on Christianity. Some pretty good things for some Christians to think about, and what I believe. All right, comment down below or whatever, and let me see your arguments, because I love to talk about, you know, beliefs. You know, it's one of my favorite subjects. I could talk endlessly about beliefs. I mean, I can pit my philosophies against your views, and you know, it's just a sort of an intellectual. You know, my dad's a philosopher, so we debate sometimes, and you know, he's more experienced in philosophy, so I do get my arguments shot down most of the time, but I've been getting better at it, you know, going back and forth with the guy who's a philosopher. You know, really good guy, really good argument maker, and you know, communicator. Anyway, that was my video on Christianity and my views and stuff like that, and I hope to hear from you soon. See ya.